Welcome back, everybody, to IMAGI-NATION TV. What an incredible week we've had this week. We had Adam Spencer on Monday speaking about mathematics. We had Sharon coming in from Uganda telling us all to rise up, delivering an incredible speech as the president of IMAGI-NATION. We've had some fantastic people coming together, and today we get to welcome the artists, and we're really excited to bring the artists together to take us on a journey to explore and wrap up the week of IMAGI-NATION. So if you want to jump on the YouTube chat line, some of the people we have today with us is we had Shan, Primrose, we have Jodee, Knowles joining us, Lee Nat Vazer, we have Shan joining us, and we also have Tommy Franklin's going to round it out with a dance. So it's an all-star crew. If you've got any questions for them, throw it onto the YouTube chat line. If you want to support the program, head to aimmentoring.com and grab an IMAGI-NATION hoodie or chuck a donation in. So when we think about imagination, it can go back to the very beginning of human thought. And I've got a question for you all now on the YouTube chat line. How do you know that a bed is a bed? Now, Plato had a thought that we had to be able to recognize the image of a bed before we could actually describe it as a bed. We had to actually be able to imagine what it might look like and put it into a visual form before we could do that. And we have a couple of artists that are joining us today to be able to help us make sense of what's going on and take on the artist challenge. So for 25 minutes, Jodee, Knowles and Shan Primrose are going to try and create something from nothing. Jodee, how are you today?
I'm well, thank you. How are you?
Yeah, cool. Tell us about art and when you started creating and taking things out of your hands and putting it onto canvas.
I started from a very early age, actually. Apparently, I used to draw under my bed. Well, my mum didn't know it all over the walls, so it made sense that I'd end up creating and becoming a mural artist. I've probably been practicing for about 10 years now. And it's something that, I couldn't imagine doing anything else. Art is therapeutic and kind of, brings out all the inner demons and positivity. It's exciting.
Yeah, awesome. Well, thank you for joining us today. Shan, how are you? How are you feeling about the 25-minute challenge? This might be the first time that you've had to create something under a 25-minute timeline.
Yeah, definitely. Sorry about how close I am, by the way.
Well, good. This is about being close and coming together, this show. So everyone's coming together. We're feeling a lot more isolated than usual. So it's nice to feel close.
That's it. That's too far. So I've been painting for about 8 years. Initially, I was painting like large scale artworks and stuff. But actually, last year I went for an artist residency in Mexico for a month. And I got back and my friend who actually works for AIM contacted me about your Reclaimed campaign, which was painting suits. And I loved painting the suit and decided to launch my own wearable art brand. So thanks to you that I'm now doing wearable art, and I'm going to be painting a skirt today for you guys.
Awesome. Well, we have a couple of comments coming in from YouTube. We have Stephanie Beck saying, love your studio, Jodee. So there's some love for your studio. Thanks for bringing us in. Robert McGowan saying, Sasham is the truth. He's excited to hear you, Sasham, later on. What a studio from Hannah James. I think they were talking about both your studio, Shan, and yours, Jodee.
Awesome.
Thank you both. Let's officially commence the 25-minute art challenge. Off you go, create, and we'll come back to you during the course of the show and see how you're going.
Awesome.
Lee, how are you?
I'm doing good, mate. Good to see you.
Yeah, you too. Thanks so much for taking the time to connect with us and to.
My schedule's relatively free at the moment. So,
oh, good, good. Well, that's good news. I appreciate you. Ben, what does music mean to you and creating?
I think to live as a human being is inherently creative. But artists have a different job. I think artists have to be somewhat visionary in terms of thinking a little bit ahead of what, like not just get lost in the moment of like the day-to-day problems, but zoom out a little bit and think on a larger scale about what our values are as a society and as individuals. So music to me is the way I do that. It's where I share my highest vision of myself and what I think, we are as people.
How do we practice being visionary?
That's a mystery. I don't know. I think we all get ideas, we all get visions, we all get inspiration. And the thing I've noticed is that vision tends to respond to obedience. So like if you get a vision and then you take the steps to act it out, you get another vision, So I think part of the artist's job is you got to keep taking action in order to keep getting creative impulse. If you don't act it out, it sort of stagnates. So in little ways, I think we just each have to, each day, connect to our unconscious and try and follow the instruction for what's possible.
Yeah, I love that idea. Ben, for you and for our two other musicians who are going to share a song with us today, we've started a sponsor a song program. So for anyone who's watching, if you'd like to sponsor a song in the future and throw $100 away of one of our musicians who comes onto the show, then that'd be fantastic. So feel free to put your comments, say I will sponsor a song into the comments on YouTube, and we'll follow up with you to line you up with one of the weeks to kickstart us. No, it's not a lot of money, but I've thrown $100 your way, Ben, and to our other artists, which we'll hook you up.
Yeah, and I'm happy I'm donating my 100 back to AIM because I love what you guys do.
You can send we'll give you a hoodie. We'll give you something.
Yeah.
So $100 will be coming your way, and then the donation can come back. Ben, Lee, over to you. Thank you so much for joining us, and we're really looking forward to hearing you and your song. Off to you.
Right on. Thanks, Jack, and thanks everyone for tuning in. I was thinking about what to play today, and it's funny, we were talking about vision. You don't know what you're doing exactly when you create, but this is a song I wrote probably somewhere between 15 and 20 years ago, and it seems a little more poignant today than ever, so I thought I'd share it with you guys. Woke up this morning, I suddenly realized we're all in this together. I started smiling, 'cause you were smiling, and we're all in this together. I'm made of atoms, you're made of atoms, and we're all in this together. And long division, that just doesn't matter, 'cause we're all in this together. Yeah. So you're walking in the city, we are all in this together. The city's changing, 'cause we're all changing, and we're all in this together. Every 12 seconds, someone remembers that we're all in this together. In the kitchen of your rent control apartment, we are all in this together. Come on, people, I don't mean to rush you. I only wanted to reach out and touch you. I've got to start to open my heart. I I know some of you think about jumping ship before it sinks, but we are all in this together. Ask a scientist, it's quantum physics. We are all in this together. When we're on the subway, we feel like strangers, but we're all in this together. Yeah, I love you and you love her and she loves him, but we are all in this together. You know, people, there's never been protection in all the history of human connection. So come on, darling, it's alright to show me you don't ever need to be lonely. Once you start to open your heart, I saw you crying, I started crying, 'cause we're all in this together. And then religion, well, that's a big decision. But we're all in this together, yeah, we are all in this together. We are all in this together. We're all in this together. We are all in this together.
Beautiful, brother.
Thank you. Was the sound okay? You could hear it?
Sound was beautiful. Yeah,
Cool,
yeah.
cool, cool.
It was really, really special, Ben. It's a you know, from the moment that I've got to meet you and got to know you a little bit better, I've loved your positivity always, your kindness always, and your generosity of spirit. And you know, some of the feedback coming through the chat line is that you've just given everyone a really big hug. And
awesome. Well, you got to do what you can, you know.
time for a big hug, bro. So thanks so much for
Right on, man. Thanks for having me.
My pleasure.
Awesome.
We'll catch you soon. Thanks, Ben.
Cool. See ya.
Okay, Jodee, Shan, how you traveling?
Yeah, good. Just putting the basic layers down at the moment. That was such a beautiful song. It's really very moving.
Yeah, stunning. Shan, come on up to the microphone. How you going?
Yeah, good, thanks. I'm using a hairdryer, so that's a good option for me in this desperate time. So
Brilliant.
good, yeah.
Okay, we're going to go to our next artist now. So Nat Vazer. Nat, how are you?
Hey, I'm good, thanks. How are you?
Yeah, really good. That was nice, hey?
Oh, that was beautiful. What a treat.
Special guy. What's music mean for you, Nat?
What doesn't it? I think for me, music is the highest sort of form of self-expression. It's a means for me to live the most kind of artful life that I can. It's sort of, you know, it's a way for me to express myself and to practice, you know, being in tune with myself and expressing all those sort of making sense of the world and yeah, just having sort of an avenue to express all those ideas and feelings and emotions and experiences that are just all sort of part of life, I guess.
Do you know, Nat, do you have any ideas for us as to what an imagination is?
Sorry, can you just say that again?
Yeah, what is imagination?
Imagination. It's a broad question. I think it could be anything that you want it to be, really. I think it's a large part of that is probably, you know, following where your excitement is, where your passion is, and following your paths of curiosity. You know, if there's anything that sort of piques your interest, you know, imagination is a way for you to kind of follow that. And it could be, it's the possibilities are endless, and that's what's so exciting about it. So yeah, that's what imagination sort of means to me.
Yeah, beautiful. Well, it's my pleasure to be able to be the person that sponsors your song this week. And if anyone online wants to sponsor a song, just throw yourself into the chat line and say, I will sponsor a song. Thanks to Rianne Miller, who said she's going to sponsor a song. And thanks for some of the comments that are coming through. Bobby Cunningham, you have to be a special individual to be able to do art at the drop of the hat like that. Luna Tunes, very special for these artists to allow us into their private space. Thanks, Nat, and everybody's excited and looking forward to what's going to happen now. So, Nat Vazer, over to you.
Cool. I'm just going to play a new song, which will just be, it's not released yet, but it'll be out on my new album in a few months. But this song I wrote while I was living in Canada for a little bit. It's inspired by a little girl I met at a bus stop who was just having a really hard time dealing with all these things happening around her in the world, violence in schools and the Toronto van attack. It was a really devastating time for everyone. So anyway, I guess much like now, but yeah, the song is called Better Now. Dearest Evelyn, I'm skipping school again. The future seems so bright, but I can't seem to get out of bed. And he said everything will be better once we get there. But they're not, and he was just trying to make me feel better. I wanna feel better now. Dearest Evelyn, I can't begin to describe what's happening. What's happening? Another kid with a gun, another rally at school, but no one's listening. Oh, Evelyn, can you make me feel better? I wanna feel better now. Can you make me better? I wanna feel better than this. And there's a man with his van ready to run us over. And there's a man with his van ready to run us over. So tell me, Evelyn, how can I make it all stop and go away? Just go away. And there's a billionaire clown in a White House who doesn't give a stuff, who always gets the final say. Can you make me better? I wanna feel better now. Can you make me better? I wanna feel better than this.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks so much for having me.
Oh, so special. I wish I could give you the chorus of applause that's happening on YouTube as people are saying that. Kat said, I'm a sobbing mess. This is so beautiful. Ben Mann said, he's making him feel better already. Derek Bland said, he's soothing his soul. Sarah Guppy said, beautiful, Nat. Tiana Larkin said, I could not feel more peaceful than right now. Such a special episode. So thank you so much, Nat, for taking the time to connect with us and to inspire these billion-odd kids that are going to be stuck at home trying to work out what to do with COVID-19 and to bring a mentor into their lives and for you to be one of those mentors today. So thank you so much for sharing your spirit, your soul and your energy with us today.
Thank you so much for having me.
Pleasure. If you want to keep supporting the work of Imagination TV and what we're doing here at AIM, we are desperately trying to work on putting a mentor into every kid's life every single day. And so if you want to support us, you can jump to the website and you can grab an Imagination hoodie. You can give a donation there, $5, $10, $150,000 if you want to try and support us to get this out as quickly as we can to as many people around the world. For those of you that have put your hands up to say that you want to sponsor a song, just leave your comments in the chat line and then one of our producers will follow up and we'll try and make it personal so we can have, for example, Justin Moses. I can see that you said you'll sponsor a song, and Jess Daniel, fantastic. We'll try and link you up with an artist each week so your name is a part of that experience as well and they know the personal touch. So keep the comments coming. We're going to check in with our artist now. Jodee, how are you going?
Yeah, good. Just working on placing this kind of open-topped head at the moment. When I saw the idea was, imagination, I immediately started thinking about that every single thing is essentially sparked from a great idea or all the imagination, from films to books to beautiful buildings. So I kind of was going to play with the idea of different things kind of popping out of her head at this point.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, it's an amazing thought, isn't it? When you start to unpack imagination, I kind of think it might be the meaning of life, that it's what allows human beings to actually see things.
Yes, 100%.
Yeah, it's really cool. Looking forward to seeing where you end up. Shan, how are you going?
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm good, thank you. So I'm doing like a little character with lots of eyes and noses and hands and etc. Just because like personally I was never one of those artists that could do like realistic stuff. So imagination has inspired my own imagination has inspired my work significantly. I do like random characters and stuff. I also do like Nickelodeon and cartoon inspired characters as well. That's where I've got a lot of ideas from too. But imagination, I try to incorporate those existing characters with my own imagination to create these little strange little dudes. So yeah, thanks.
Yeah, that's cool. It's so gnarly that that tightness we feel when we look at other people's art and think, okay, maybe I have to, make something within that form, or because that's how people, paint in a specific way. My mum's been an artist her whole life, and I've been resisting an inner urge to do painting since being pretty little, and only just sort of freed myself and started to like create some stuff as well. And it's a bit like what you were saying, Shan, like just making these little goobers, like, and they're so fun. So I don't have to draw like a face that looks perfect. I just put some little goober eyes on something and then you can make something fun. So my message to anyone who's afraid of paint is don't be. There's much more harmful things in the world for you. So grab some paint.
Can you just lie down here for a second?
Tommy Franklin, thanks for giving us a little insight into what's to come next. We'll keep you on mute for now because otherwise people get way too excited. Okay, great. We're going to go into our next musician, our final musician today. So if you want to sponsor a song, $100 to sponsor a song, and we'll line you up with an artist in the coming weeks. And we now have Sation. Have we got you there, Sation?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Gotcha, bros. How are you?
I'm good. I'm just sitting here ready to perform for everybody.
Ready to go. Tell us a bit about your story, Station.
So, yes, during high school, my whole life, I kind of was playing sports, football, was around that community for a long time. Wasn't really aware of what self-expression was, how it affected me and how it could benefit me. And then, like, through a bunch of multiple experiences through high school, I kind of realized that I needed to let a lot of stuff out and I needed to express who I actually truly am and what I'm doing, what I'm doing it for. And so I kind of just picked up the pen and started writing poetry, and through the rhythm and the rhymes, I found my way to music, and now I'm trying to embody the persona of a musician now. So yeah.
Here we go, bros. Stage is yours.
Sweet. It's my first time playing keys to a live performance, so enjoy it. Look, can't sleep at night. Mine is a place where my demons hide. And I think in the dreams they feel alright. Without them, I wouldn't write. I would do so it seems right. Well, it seems right. Don't treat you so I can feel the high. There needs to be when I need to ride. And I don't see myself getting from the mind thing. I'm getting cycled now. Another black man in the cycle. Wow. Bet you said it was another round. Don't give me a chance to let you down. I'm not playing around because it was for real. It's for real. Yeah, it's for real. Look. Vent to you and scream at you, or just see my dreams you can feel it too. You meet this world and you hear it all, and never act it out because I see it all. Dreams are falling as a matter of fact. Dreams are falling when I want it back. Cut the crap, stop the track. What do they expect when they see you're black? It's just another black male. It's equal rights, no holding border for you. So innocent. I had a noose around my neck. They want to see potential. Don't bring it up. So I'll say that. Don't wanna see the love, just wanna be loved. I've been thinking, I'm not joking, I've been joking. Tell me it's silly, I know, but I'm not the typical joke. I'm not complaining, but I am the same. I've been in these chains and I've been through the pain. I've been had to wait and been left in the rain. My mind is so crazy and going insane. Look at myself and I'm wanting to change. Trying, I try, but it's just not the same. Crying, I cry to get drama in my veins and I try to get high to get me through pain. Crying, I fight to live in my rage. I need to hide because I'm out of my cage. You know how I'm feeling, I never sit down, I'll be screaming in bed, I'm escaping when I'm sleeping. Constantly tired of following me. Constantly tired of searching a reason. Constantly tired of searching for me. My conscience is telling me to face my fears. Give me a minute so I can see clear.
Nice, brother. Debut on the keys. That's brave. Well done, man. Amazing. We've got Dan Single online saying, yes, Aisha, you poet. Steph asking if there's space buns that you've got and that she loves them. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for being brave. Ben Mann said painting, drawing, singing are the most ancient human forms of expression. So thank you so much for joining us today, Sesham. It's been a pleasure to have you on and to work with you as a mentor, working with kids around the world. It's really great to see you continue to grow and continue to be brave and just put yourself out there. So thanks so much, brother.
Thank you.
Okay, Shan, Jodee, how are we going?
Good. I think I didn't realize 25 minutes is not enough time, so I don't know if my work will be complete by then. But challenge accepted.
Look, I think we're getting closer to the 25 minutes, so we'll just we'll go to Tommy and we'll come back to you guys at the end. What about that? Give you a little bit more time.
Perfect.
All right, Shan, how you going?
Yeah, good. I'm just sorry, my camera quality is not that great, but that's the front thus far, and that just like goes along around there. So I think I might add some text and some little symbols and imagery around it. So
Great. Well, we'll probably have 4 more minutes, I reckon. What we're going to do is we'll go to Tommy Franklin for an experience, and then we'll come back to both of you to wrap it up. Tommy Franklin, how are you? Do I have you there?
Can you hear me?
I can, brother.
Yay!
Loud and clear.
Awesome.
Tell me, Tommy, what does movement mean to you?
Whoa, movement for me is healing. Movement for me is life. Everything has a natural kind of, I don't know, you look at nature, you look at animals, you look at lots of things, water, for instance. It's just a natural flow, and stepping into this and allowing myself to move all my bits, my neck and my shoulder and my elbows and my wrists and my fingers and my back and my hips and my knees and my ankles and my toes. It's made some kind of magic in me, and I just love doing it and I love sharing it. So yeah, movement for me means a lot of different things.
Well, let's get you moving, Tommy. Let's get
it. Cool. Let's do this. Okay, and 3, 2, 1. I'm gonna go have a dream.
Hello, Tommy Franklin.
This is Uber Eats. It's a useful app.
Oh, wow.
Guys, you went for it.
Oh, my gosh.
Thank you
Yeah,
so
wait for
much.
it.
Thank you so much, Tommy. And then the whole way through, just to feel your spirit and you just let go and let us let go with you is always an unbelievably beautiful thing you bring to people's lives. And thank you for showing us freedom and for showing us where we can express ourselves and inspiring a new segment as well. So now we're going to set a challenge every week where we're going to release the track that we've had someone dance to on the show, and we're going to give a chance for parents and kids in their homes to send back a video. So we wanted to throw out a special shout out to Gurumul Yunupingu's family, and may Gurumul rest in peace, and thanks so much for his contribution to this world, and to Flume, who donated that track to us for this segment.
100%.
And as well. And Tommy, thanks for bringing the funk. Any final thoughts, first brother, on Imagination to wrap up?
Oh man, just let yourself, like, we're all weird and wonderful in our own way. You know, I say embrace your weird and become wonderful, and don't be afraid to play and shake it out and just be yourself. Like, explore in your art. You know, if you think, when you take earth, wrap it up here, earth, EARTH, take away art, So let's make this world more beautiful through our art. Thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate it.
Less I'm with you, Tommy. More art, less Beautiful.
Yeah, that's it, brah. More art, less
Love it. All right, good on you.
Right.
Thanks for joining.
Bye, guys.
Okay, lots of chat on the chat line. We've got Move It, Tommy from Bonita Milner. Thanks so much, Steph Beck. That was your idea that you sent us on the run, that we should be doing clips at home. So looking forward to you doing a dance clip with your kids to the track from Flume and Gurumul. And yeah, just so much love. Lauren Bundle, I love this so much. Deadly Dancer from Jacqueline Gibbs. Gabriella Voges. Wow, Tommy. All right, that brings us almost to the end of the show. Jodee and Shan, it's art presentation time. The clock's up. How are you going?
All right, well, this is kind of where my piece is at. I'd done a few practices last night of this piece. I had a very dear friend of mine pass away last night, and it got me thinking with the imagination thing, and, you know, where do you go? And I thought, we all live in the memories of the people that loved us, you know? So that was kind of where I was going with the original one. I've done a little portrait of him there, and just to remind us that when we do lose people, that they're always within us and they keep going that way. So still got a bit to go, but that's kind of where that's at. And thank you so much, guys. This has been beautiful, listening to all the music while I do work as well. It's really great.
Well, thanks so much. Yeah, deeply sorry to hear about the loss of your friend, and thank you for giving us all a way to think differently about death, to think about people with us now. It's a beautiful idea. So thank you for joining us on the show. Thanks for taking
No problem, guys.
I'd love to share it. If you send through an image of what you finished, we'll share it on our Instagram.
I will.
Can give you some love as well. So thanks, Jodee. Shan, where have we ended up?
So I just want to say, Jodee, that artwork is amazing. I love it so much.
Oh, thank you.
It's really, really beautiful. It's stunning.
Yours looks amazing too.
Oh, it's an art loving.
Oh my God, I love it.
And all the musicians and performers have also been absolutely incredible. And yeah, as Jodee said, it's been so wholesome to just sit back and listen to it while be able to create at the same time. So that's awesome. I did actually finish my skirt.
Ladies and gentlemen.
My quality's not that good of the camera, but
yeah.
Oh, I love it.
And that's the back. So I think I'm gonna sell this for $100 and then donate it to AIM. So if anyone wants to buy it, either contact AIM or myself on my Instagram. And yeah, it's for sale. It's a size 8 skirt. And yeah, donations are going to AIM. So thank you so much.
Thank you, Shan. Awesome. I love it. I just love it. The colors are beautiful. It's fantastic. Thanks, Shan. Thanks, Jodee. Thank you to Ben Lee, to Nat Vazer, to Shan, to Tommy Franklin for joining us on our special artist show today. Thanks to everyone that's been a part of the show this week. Thanks for Randy Feltface for lighting up people's imagination of what was possible yesterday on our our keynote special for Cancelled Not Cancelled. Thanks for the Melbourne International Comedy Festival for joining us. Thank you to Pedestrian and Background for jumping on as partners to help get this show up and running. And next week, we have some really special guests coming your way. We have Stan Grant joining us on Monday for the Thinkers segment, and a couple of people that are going to really, really test your imagination with what's possible on Monday as well. Tuesday, we have a classroom. The Chaos Classroom is back. We have a couple of kids delivering presidential speeches, including a youngster from Kenya. And then we have a young artist that we're hopefully going to give them the chance to have their artwork turned into a name hoodie or a name T-shirt. On Wednesday, we have some incredible designers. Jonathan Zawada, who's worked with Flume, who donated the track today, and one of Australia's great designers is going to join us to talk about design alongside a couple of other really unique people as well. And then on Thursday, we'll have Damon joining us, who created 2040 and created that sugar film to talk about what do we do moving forward? What does the future look like as we keep moving forward and really try and come together? And then on Friday, we have some wonderful artists who will be joining us again to take on the artistic challenge, and then some musicians that will be performing. So looking forward to the show next week, coming to you 12 noon Australian Eastern Daylight Time. And the theme for next week is hope, which I think couldn't be more appropriate as we get ready to move through and make sense of what we're going to do next during these times of COVID and then afterwards as well. Thank you for being a part of the show, everybody. Thanks so much for tuning in. Grab an Imagination hoodie and support us to do our work, to put a mentor in every kid's home every single day. Chuck a donation on the website and keep sharing love and support for each other. And as we wrap up Imagination, the theme of Imagination for this week, just remember that Einstein once said, imagination is more important than knowledge. Thanks for joining us on the show, everyone. Have a great weekend. Look after each other.